Hello, coolers. Welcome back to Viva Barca and welcome to the home of everything Barcelona, where we are going to be discussing on the latest stories. We start with this report claiming that manager Xavi will push Barcelona to sign the 60 million euro Real Sociedad midfielder Martin Zubimendi to replace Busquets, despite extending his contract last month. We are going to be discussing on that as we progress. Then secondly, talking about captain Sergio Busquets, as it have been reported that the Barcelona veteran is clear that he will not continue at the club next season. We are also going to be looking on that. So guys, before we get right into it, please do ensure to subscribe if you haven't. Turn on the post bell notification to always stay notified whenever I post a new video. Consider liking the video and please watch it right up to the very end. With Sergio Busquets in the final year of his contract at Barcelona, plans are already underway at the club to replace the captain next year. Over the past few weeks, of course, there have been numerous names linked with a move to Spotify Camp Nou as a result. Ruben Neves, Jorginho and N'Golo Kante are some of the players to have been mentioned as targets for Barca. But according to Marca, Real Sociedad midfielder Martin Zubimendi remains the favorite option for manager Xavi Hernandez, who wants Barcelona to sign the Spaniard. The 23-year-old has grown into stature over the past couple of years under Emmanuel Alguazil and has emerged as one of the most reliable defensive midfielders in La Liga. Barcelona boss Xavi is believed to be an admirer of the Spaniard, and as per the report, he will push the club to sign Zubimendi. The problem for the Blaugrana is that the midfielder has a release clause worth 60 million euros in his contract with Real Sociedad, which the Basque club will point towards as they are unlikely to negotiate a lower fee for the priced asset. There have been talks about Barcelona wanting to sign a reinforcement in the pivot position in January window, but there will be no position to land Zubimendi during the winter, as they do not have enough space on the wage bill to accommodate his signing at the moment. So, it will most likely be a summer operation, at which point Busquets' potential exit would free space from, on the wage bill for a new arrival. Even then, Barca will need to find ways to meet Real Sociedad asking price if they wish to sign Martin Zubimendi. Ruben Neves could also be a viable alternative, although he is not seen as a pivot midfielder by the Barcelona staff. The club have good relations with his agent, Jorge Mendes, who has been offering the Portuguese star to them for a while now. So what seems to be clear is that Xavi's preference continues to be Zubimendi, but the operation will be so complicated due to the release clause. Despite renewing his contract at Real Sociedad last month, Barcelona still continue to keep strong interest for Martin Zubimendi. Of course, for the longest time, Barca were linked with him until when we heard about the report of his commitment to La Real. It seemed as though it's over. But from the look of things, Xavi, who have always been an admirer of Martin Zubimendi, still continues to admire him a lot. And from this report, is trying to push the ball to look for a means to get Zubimendi, as Busquets is set to leave the club, when his contract comes to an end. But it is going to be very, very difficult. The operation is going to be difficult because normally when he extended his contract, it means his release clause also went up. His salary, his demands will also go up. So it will never be an easy operation for Barca if they want to succeed. Sociedad are so happy for the player to stay. That is why they hurriedly extended his contract, because they knew so well that Barca were close to getting him and he could be tempted to leave. So right now, Barcelona will have a lot to do if they want to ever succeed in the signing of Martin Zubimendi. Of course, the fact that our wage bill is too high, Laporta is still trying his best to ensure that the wage cap for Barcelona over the years will come down. Right now we have, I think, 654 million in our wage cap limit. But normally, Laporta and his board have a target of 500 million. But of course, it's not like it's coming immediately, but in years to come, Laporta wants to ensure that the salary margin is stabilized. And for Zubimendi to ever make it to Barca, according to this report, Barca must at least balance that wage bill because it can't contain him. So unless we get rid of the unwanted stars or the veterans who are earning the highest in the squad right now, we can't sign the players that we want. We can't. I've been talking a lot about Sergio Busquets leaving the club. Definitely, his departure will ease the wage bill a lot, because he's one of the most highest earners at the Barca team right now. So as he leaves, Barca can still make do with Martin Zubimendi to come. But the fact is, will Barca be able to pay the transfer fee of 60 million euros to Real Sociedad? That is also a big question. But let's see how it goes. But as it stands right now, Zubimendi for Xavi is still his top target. We have been talking about N'Golo Kante, Jorginho, talking about Ruben Neves, but Zubimendi still is the main man for Xavi. Then on to the next story of discussion. Next summer could mark the end of an era at Barcelona, as captain and veteran midfielder Sergio Busquets plans to move on from the club. This claim comes from Mundo Deportivo, who state that the 34-year-old is clear that he will not continue at Spotify Camp Nou next season. With his contract expiring at the end of the ongoing campaign. A product of Barca's La Masia youth setup, Busquets has been a permanent fixture in the pivot position in the middle of the pack for close to 15 years now. During that time, the Spaniard has been part of some successful teams under managers like Pep Guardiola and Luis Enrique. Even though there have been signs of age catching up with Busquets in recent times, Busquets continues to remain Xavi's first option in the defensive midfield position this season. However, the Barca and Spain captain's contract will run down at the end of the current campaign, and as things stand, Busquets is clear that he does not wish to renew his deal and continue at the club beyond the 2022-23 season. A move to the MLS has been talked about for the La Masia graduates, with Inter Miami in particular said to have been so interested, and they're interested in signing him up. Interestingly, Busquets could end up joining up with his former Barca teammate Lionel Messi at the MLS franchise, considering that the Argentina captain is also being heavily linked with the move to Miami next summer. As for Barcelona, plans are already underway to secure a replacement for a long-serving club captain. From within the squad, Xavi has tried Frankie de Jong and Franquisi in the pivot position, but to varying degrees of success. Young stars like Nico Gonzalez and Marc Casado are also options. From outside, Real Sociedad's Martin Zubimendi remains the manager's preferred option, while Ruben Neves of Wolves is also being linked. So guys, with that, we have come to an end of this episode. Thanks so much for watching. Until next time, bye bye.